Howdy, folks. My name is Mark. I make fishing lures. This is DOA World Headquarters, sometimes international, sometimes intergalactic, but at any rate, it is more of an international world these days as far as I guess all businesses go, but DOA is growing very well. One of my mission statements here is that these baits are being made in the United States. Plastic is shot in Jacksonville. Plastic is purchased in North Carolina. Jig heads are made in Illinois. Hooks are made in Denver. I could go on and on. I discovered that I hire a lot more people than just the people physically in this office. When I started my business, I started with 4-day work weeks. This is a Friday. There ain't nobody here, but there's a bunch of boxes sitting around because we have a huge shipment that'll go out on Monday. But it's an interesting business, as all business. Everything's transforming all the time, and no different in this one. Everything's in a state of change. So having said that, I don't know, I feel kind of dumb just walking around here, but we go through phases. Pegboards are used like if you own a business and you're selling to companies that are going to put a display of your product on a wall. We can set it up on our wall, take a picture of it at this point, and in the wonderful digital world, you can send it right to your customer and they can see how it would be laid out, which is really a tremendous tool. Like I say, everything's, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have done that. You do it now. And we're constantly offer piecework for a lot of folks. They take the stuff home and assemble our baits. They bring them back here and they're ready to be packaged. All of this product is stuff that is just constantly being pulled. Even though I couldn't really tell you where half of it is, the folks that are working back here in the warehouse know pretty much where every color is and can get to it instantly. And typically, just by natural order of things, the ones around the perimeter get picked very quickly, and they're the ones that are sold very heavily. We have a simple assembly table over here. Most of my stuff is done piecework, but obviously we'll get special orders and we'll fill those here. We'll put those together here. So it's just a constant rotation of product through this building. On the other side of the wall over that's in front of me is basically there's on the other side of that wall is our warehouse, and that's where we store all the raw product before we pull it to either put it in Ziplocs for cow baits or package them here. Coming over here, just tons and tons of baits right now. We're so busy. We just got things everywhere, and I'm going to have to. I'll be buying another building here soon, and keep hiring some more American folks. That's all a rather good thing. Makes me happy. And like I say, all you business owners out there, if you're making money, be good to your people and share it. It makes everything much better for your life. It's nice to have people you can depend on.
What a concept.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was in construction for years and years and years, and sometimes I would bust my hump to get the job done, and we would go out of our way, and at best you get an attaboy or something, and and you knew your boss was pulling down some big bucks because you did the job for him, and I never forget that. I appreciate it. If my people are really cranking and doing a great job, I think it's wonderful to be able to share in that success. So it's quite cool. These machines are a type of sealing machine. The typical, when you go to the stores, you see a card like this, and this card has a heat-sensitive glue on it. And so they'll put these in, we'll have a plate that will accept these plastic. You'll drop the plastic in there, put the lures inside there, and then put the top on. You put this on top of it, and it rotates around to this plate where it says hot, and strangely enough, that's where it's hot for all you folks who need some help on that one. It's same as coffee, it's hot. You don't put your hand on it. That's why there's plastic around. Sorry, I'm just being stupid, but at any rate, this comes down, seals it, the heat-sensitive glue on this card, melts it right to the, glues it right to the plastic, and voila, you've got your baits ready to go sell. I came out with the 9-pack of shrimp because initially when I carved this shrimp right here out of a piece of wood, and I built the first molds for that thing and figured out how to make my leads, and then eventually figured out how to put my leads and my hooks in so the thing would balance and have a nice slow drop to it. Then the folks said, hey, he's selling a bunch of those, so some of the American companies went to China and made knockoffs of the product. And they sold 3-packs just like I sell most of my baits. And so I said, well, darn it, if I come out with a 9-pack, I can sell this 9-pack much cheaper than they can sell 9 of their 3-packs. And so this is a much better way to go when you're purchasing my product. Plus, a lot of folks, Texas, Louisiana, they're using bait casters. They stick a jig head in it anyway. So if it's unrigged, it's almost easier because they just stick their jig head in there and start casting. And so it's kind of this sells more and more and more because the people that know my product know this is a great value and a great way to get it. So there. And these are all baits that are all rigged, ready to go, and just ready to go into packaging. Every one of those boxes probably has somewhere around 1,300 to 1,500 lures that are rigged and ready to be packaged. Those are masses. That's glow over copper crush. Great color. Holographic glitter right there. The clear holographic is just a way of life. We use it all the time. We also use a dark green with the holographic glitter in it. Redhead, one of the strangest things, it's a color that most people won't use in a shrimp. They'll say, you know, I've never seen a shrimp like that, but you pretty much never see a shrimp like most any color we make, with a few exceptions. But they attract the fish and they work. I do believe that more contrast in the bait offers the fish more contrast to see, therefore he can see it and eat it. I go with the theory that fish are dumb as a rock. You've got to get them to see your bait and leave it there so they can eat it. It's I'm a pretty simple, I'm a caveman kind of guy, so works for me. This is a spray booth, very official. Got a 3-phase motor in it. It does an excellent job of drafting. We do some spraying of the backs of some of our terrorize and our bait busters. It keeps it safe for everybody. Does what it should do. I keep some baits back here. I'm constantly expanding. I've had to put new shelving in here. I'm definitely running out of space in this place. But fortunately, in this economy, that's a darn good problem to have. And this turn that off. All right, let's go over and go into the warehouse area. This is where all of our product comes in the back door initially, and where we get started. This is, those are terrorize heads right there. There's a gazillion terrorize heads, jig heads. We were having, at one time I was having some of my baits, some of my jig heads produced in China, and after visiting China twice, the folks are good, honest, hard-working folks, and they don't have any rules on what they do, or as far as I could tell, very, very few. And I saw some lead places that the poor 15-year-old kid ain't going to be healthy in a few years because they didn't have good ventilation. And by bringing everything back here, it employs more people. But also, it just, to me, it's kind of really scary to think that I'm going to try to go have fun and catch a fish or two to eat and enjoy it while somebody's dying pouring lead. So we have our stuff done in Illinois with the state-of-the-art gas evacuation systems and everything they need to do it right and do it safely. Lots of jig heads, lots of weight right there on that. I'm surprised I haven't, actually I probably have had to reinforce that thing. Lead for some reason is very heavy, folks. I know that's real profound. You might want to write that down. But then this is a system that we built quite a long time ago. I used steel studs because of my old construction day, just saying, okay, I can do this and this. So this is a rack very similar to the Coke machine at the convenience store, where you put the stuff in the bottom and everything constantly rotates forward, so your product is always staying fresh and not getting stagnant. And everything here is all learning process. These little deals right here, in the evolution of when you're learning how to catch fish, you'll make something for something, and you'll end up finding out, somebody will get a hold of you and go, hey, we're killing the pompano with your pinch weight. And then we got another company that's a commercial fishery that was using these just for putting on a hook to catch Spanish mackerel. So things that I did not really intend to design it for that. I designed it to be a keel weight on a worm-style hook to keep the bait upright and keep it tracking good. But it turns out I'm selling just as many for a pompano market and for a Spanish market as I was in the way I designed it, although the freshwater market is getting pretty good with this thing here. So it's interesting to see the evolution. I learned how to use a bait. I try to speak to a lot of people about how to use a bait and teach them how to do it, what I've learned. And I'm constantly having people get a hold of me going, I did this and caught a fish. And so rather than be closed-minded about it, I kind of pay attention. And sometimes you really come up with some things that were right in front of you that you never tried. So it's kind of interesting, the evolution of that sort of thing. But you can see lots of weights, all these packaging, tons of packaging below. We've kind of maximized the space in this area, so that's why I've got to grow into something else. But life in general is very good in that respect. And like I say, I'm fortunate to have a good crew. When we come back in here, we come through this way. And this again, let me turn the light on. This again is all stocked, it's all packaged and ready to be pulled. It's in Tupperware, got the names of the colors on the outside so you know what you're looking at, and you come and pull. All our cow bags come out of here, and tons of loose baits where we'll get orders for kits, which we sell more and more of, and those are the most popular selling ones we've got that we keep in flats, are easy to get to. And we have, obviously, if you kind of get an idea, my good buddy Sam filming those things. If you start doing some kind of mental count on how many is in each of those Tupperwares, send me an email and let me know how much it was, because I don't know. It's a bunch. Yeah, exactly. But it's you know, you're constantly working for better efficiency. Communication in any business and anything, whether it's relationships or business, is key in whether you're going to be successful or not. And knock on wood, right now it's going wonderfully. You look for win-win situations, always. Deadly combos, and more deadly combos. And we've got the things that we learn as we go when we're doing this stuff. We've got our terrorize. We'll sit there and dip a lot of them in one dip, and then let them dry on these sticks. Didn't design them with a hole in them so I could run a stick through them, but that's just the way it happened. And then there's other ones that we'll do some fancier paint jobs too, where we'll use our spray booth there and spray the backs of these. These were just when we get them, they're just gold. A lot of folks don't realize that there's still, a fair amount of labor in all these things, but they're sprayed backs, and then we also spray their chins red. So these have 2 extra processes once we receive them. Very good color, by the way. Real good color. Especially a tannic water situation. I tend to like a lot of the green over silvers when I'm when I'm offshore, but a lot of the golds and black over silvers and black over pearls when I'm more in inshore type fishery. Having said that, I've blabbed and blabbed and blabbed. And I'm going to shut the lights off as if I was a responsible person. And our hooks, as far as when I made my statement about U.S. made, I will always let you know that I do buy VMC hooks. The VMCs I'm buying are being made in France, and I personally still call them French fries. They work fine for me, but I don't, as long as they've got good working conditions, VMC is just an excellent hook. It is sharp from the time you pull it out of the pack. It's very consistent. I really like a wide gap for better hook exposure on the hook set. So that hook is excellent. I also buy some Mustad hooks, and they're made in Germany. All these companies have taken some stuff to China, and I try to usually research to find out where my stuff is being made so I can keep people up on it. But it's a never-ending process. Got to pay attention and learn, and always be looking for better avenues and good ideas. But that's all I know.